Hey guys, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this crossbody bottle holder. Great for summer and all your outings to the zoo and hiking and all sorts of things. Making sure that your kids have enough water and they always have it on their body so that they will always remember to drink their water. So the free pattern is located over at my blog, charmedbyashley.com. So head over there and grab it and let's get started. Okay, so this pattern is going to be geared specifically towards children's cups. These are the two very popular ones they have on the market today. This is the thermos one, and this is the cognito. You can usually find these ones at Costco. But they're very similar in size, so because these are the two that my children predominantly have, I will be able to use this one for both the cups. If you have these two cups, then you can use the pattern that I provided. If not, then you will get your measuring tape and then measure around the widest part of your cup. And then you will add another inch on top of that measurement. And then you will measure how high you want your bottle holder to go. So if you wanted it to just go right here so that your children can easily open it and drink it. Or if you wanted to completely cover the whole entire bottle, you can do that too. I've done mine about up to here. So I gave myself, I think like 7 inches. But this pattern will be located over at my blog, which is charmedbyashley.com. All those links will be in the description box below. So definitely go over there and get the pattern. There will be a free PDF that you can print out for you. Here is the circle that I'm using. This is a 3 3/4 circle. I basically found something, like I had this ribbon thing and it actually worked out perfectly. I just wanted to make sure there's a 1/2 inch all the way around. So I just traced this, which was perfect. So the pattern pieces you will need are 2 circles. This is going to be my main fabric, and this is my lining fabric. These are both canvas fabrics, which means that they are more of a heavyweight type of fabric. If you are going to be using a cotton, then I would definitely recommend stabilizing it with some interfacing. But if you just use canvas for both the outer and the inner, you should have no problem with that amount of stability. So I have, this is my lining fabric, and then this is my outer fabric. So the first thing you are going to do is you're going to take these two fabrics. You can do this at the same time if you want to, but you're just going to fold it in half, and then we're going to do a seam along this edge. Now from here, because we're going to be putting this inside of this, we're going to be doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance on this, the outer piece, and then when we fold this one, we're actually going to do a 1/2 inch seam allowance because we want this to be just a little bit smaller so it fits nicely inside of this one. So remember, this is a 1/4 inch seam allowance and this is a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and you will also do that when we go to attach the circles onto the bottom. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew along those edges. Okay, so I'm just going to do the 1/4 inch seam allowance with the outer fabric. And then I'm going to do a 1/2 inch seam allowance with the lining fabric. Alright, so now we are going to grab our circle and we are going to grab a ton of pins. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our circle and we're going to attach it onto the bottom, and that's going to create our cylinder. So it's a little bit finicky, But if you use a lot of pins, then it's fairly easy. So you're just going to line up the edge of the circle and then pin it. And then line up the circle, pin. So you kind of have to like push the circle down inside the cylinder a little bit, just so that you want the edges of the circle and of the main fabric to line up. Now when you go to do the sewing, if you're comfortable, you can of course sew right over top of your pins, and that will help, but I've had too many scares with needles flying at my face, so I'll just take one at a time as I am going along. Oh yes, hi kitty. Kitty wants in. My last kitty knew how to open my bifold door, but this one, she just can't seem to figure it out. If you're not already following me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you should definitely head over there. I post lots of pictures on my Instagram. I also post pictures of my cat, so you should see her. She's a gigantic Maine Coon. She's funny. Funny cat. If she was in here, she'd probably jump up here too, so. Alright, perfect. So that is how it will look. And this is the back, and you're going to put it in your machine like that, and then we're going to sew slowly all the way around. So I'm going to be doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to take out one of my needles, make sure that the fabric doesn't shift, and then put down my presser foot. And then just slowly go with the curvature of the circle. You may have to just tuck it under as you're going along so you don't sew over the main body. And then that is it. So there it is. You will be flipping this one right sides out. So you can go ahead and do that, and then you can just inspect your work, make sure that it is all done perfectly. Every so often you get a little pucker, but that's okay. Can't really notice it. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the next one. Inch to 1.5 inch, depending on how wide you want it. Then you're going to fold in both sides, and then again you're going to fold it in half. So I'm just going to sew along that one edge, and then that will give me a little strap. It's not too difficult. This is what you can do also for the crossbody strap as well. You can also use a nylon strapping that you can buy from like Joann's or Hobby Lobby. But this always looks nice because you can use the fabric so it all ties in. And if you're using the canvas, then I mean that's really nice and sturdy already. So this step is completely optional. I will show you what I mean in a minute, but you could just do one long strap. Just measure around your body from your waist to over your shoulder to the back of your waist. What I mean by optional is that you can, of course, just take your strap and install it directly into the bag. I've chosen to use a D-ring just to add some visual interest to it. You can also, if you wanted to, attach a keychain onto the end of this and then attach a D-ring to here, and then you can have the strap be removable. So if you wanted to do maybe a shorter strap, or if you wanted to have the option of using a little tiny strap for like a wristlet so you could just attach it to your bag, then you would have that option of being able to change out the sizes of your strap. So I have these little D-rings that I purchased over on eBay. And there's also these keychains that you can buy. And then these could attach to your D-ring. I thought about doing this, but the thing is that I don't have silver ones, so they don't match, which is no fun. So yeah, you could attach this one to the strap, and then you could easily just take them on and off. Or you can just have the strap go straight into the bag and it doesn't come detached at all. So it's totally up to you, totally customizable. It's whatever you want it to look like. So from here we're going to grab our ironing board and do the last little bit of ironing before we put it all together. Okay, so now you're going to take your two pieces. This is the lining piece. You're going to keep that one inside out, and then you're going to have your main fabric, which is going to be right side in, I guess you can say. You're going to take this one and you're going to put it inside of this one, like that. But you're going to turn the edges of this bag, of the outer one, and then turn the lining in so that they go together and then they have a nice clean edge. But what I like to do, which I find a little bit easier, is actually iron it before I do that, just because then I can get it all perfect all the way around. So I'm just going to flip it around, and then I'll do a press. Flipped it around about like half an inch. Yeah, half an inch. Alright. Hold it down. Yeah. And then I have the strip. I'm just going to loop it around, and I like to just do like one long strip, and then I can just cut off how much I need instead of doing all kinds of separate little pieces. It's just easier to feed one piece all the way through the machine than have lots of straps. Alright, so now I'm going to put this in. If you want to line up the seam for this one and that one, then that will make it look a little bit more neater. But it doesn't really matter because you won't see the inside of the bag really. And then this will be the back of it, so say that would be the part that would be up against your body. So when you go to put your strap in, you're going to put it on these two sides. So if you're going to be attaching a D-ring, then you're going to put that through your loop and then put it through the bag in between the two layers. And then you can put a little pin there. And then just be careful when you're going through the machine that this doesn't go behind and accidentally jam up your needle. This gets pretty thick here, so use a little bit heavier duty needle when you're using all canvas. Alright, then we're going to go directly across. If you're not using the D-ring, then you would just slip in the beginning of your strap and then slip it in the other side. Make sure that your strap isn't twisted when you go and do that. And then you just sew all the way around and you should be good to go. I also, when I'm going to be sewing it around, I'm going to take my lining fabric and I'm just going to put it about 1/8 of an inch below the fabric, just so that you don't see it peeking at the top, and I think it gives it a really nice finishing touch. So now I'm just going to take it through the machine and I'm going to do a top stitch all the way around, and that will completely close up the bag, and then it will be finished. If you're doing an external strap, of course, then you can continue making that strap. Just gonna do a little quick. I'm gonna sew it with the bag this way just so that it's a better angle for me. And you're going to try and get as close to the edge as possible. So get as close to the lining edge as possible. And every so often you're going to shift your bag so you can grab more. So every inch or two, I'm going to take the pin out and just hold that in place. Making sure my lining is down a little bit. If you want to back stitch over these straps, you can definitely do that. If you're worried about the strap coming undone, you could do a box also where your strap attaches to the bag, but as long as your water bottle is not super heavy, then it shouldn't be a problem. If you're doing one of those swell bottles, like the gigantic ones, then maybe I would consider it, because those are, they get pretty big. But yeah. Alright. Looks really good on the inside. So I'm not going to show you how to do the strap just because it's basically the same thing as I did for here. Here is my strap for the first one that I made. And then here's the second one. So I made one for my daughter and one for my son. And I think they're really awesome. I've actually had water bottles for my children that came with the strap built onto the water bottle, but it is a pain in the butt to take off and wash. These are a lot easier. You can just throw these directly into the wash if they get dirty, so you don't even have to worry about that. You can also customize it by putting, you know, pockets on the outside, or you can put pockets on the inside if you want to have a place for like maybe your debit card, or maybe you can put a cell phone pocket on the outside. There's just so many possibilities with this, but this is just a basic one. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below if you have any questions, or if you just want to tell me that you like this bag and you would love to see more summery ideas. I actually have a beach bag that I am working on that I will be doing a tutorial for soon. The pattern is, like I said, over at my blog, which is www.charmedbyashley.com, and don't forget to follow me on my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I would love to connect with you. If you decide to make one of these, I would love to see it. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!